Bala Chapter 1. We are discussing a series of questions posed by sage Valmiki to his guru, sage Narada, wherein sage Valmiki asks a series of 16 different qualities that define a perfect being. So far, we have seen 8 of those qualities, and now we are going to start with the 9th one, and that is Vidvan. Vidvan is derived from the word Ved, which means complete knowledge. Therefore, Vidvan means the one who has complete knowledge. The one who is the knower of everything which is to be known. The one who can see clearly and unerringly between the real and the unreal. The one who is very adept. That is the meaning of Vidvan. Basically, Vidvan means the one who is highly educated. We are not talking about ordinary education that keeps us in this material world over and over again. We are talking about the true Vedic knowledge that can help liberate a living entity from the pangs of material sufferings and take that living entity away from this material world and back to Godhead. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 6, Verse 16, Prahalad Maharaj instructs his demoniac schoolmates, Vidvan apitham danuja kutumbam pushnan svalokaya na kalpate vai yasviya parakya vibhinna bhavas tamah prapadyeta yatha vimudha. O my friends, sons of demons, in this material world, even those who are apparently advanced in education have the propensity to consider this is mine and that is for others. Thus, they are always engaged in providing the necessities of life to their families in a limited conception of family life, just like uneducated cats and dogs. They are unable to take to spiritual knowledge. Instead, they are bewildered and overcome by ignorance. The purport says, the real Vidvan is one who tries to understand his own position within this material world. Now, Rama, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is completely transcendental to the modes of material nature. Yet, Valmiki says that he is Vidvan. Why? Because the entire knowledge has come from him. So he is a source of all knowledge. He knows everything. He is the knower of everything which is to be known. That is why Rama is Vidvan. And what does Rama do? He uses his knowledge of dharma to assess a situation and acts accordingly. He uses his knowledge of shastras to benefit this entire world. Now, Rama, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is not bound by the material nature. And therefore, he even gives the method in which a person can cross the 3 modes of material nature. In Bhagavad Gita 7:14, Krishna says, Daivi hesha gunamayi mama maya duratyaya mam eva ye prapadyante mayam etam tarantite. This divine energy of mine, consisting of the 3 modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. Therefore, it is very clear to understand that unless and until we surrender to Lord Rama or Krishna, we are unable to cross the material universe. And a person who can give a shelter from the material universe is obviously unaffected by it. And therefore, Rama portrays his life in such a way that if we were to follow his activities, if we were to follow his footsteps, we will recognize that we need to surrender unto him and we will be able to cross this material universe. In Bhagavad Gita 3.21, Lord Krishna says, Yad yad acharati shreshthas tattad eva taro janah sayat pramanam kurute lokas tat anuvartate. Whatever action a great man performs, common men follow, and whatever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. The purport is as follows. People in general always require a leader who can teach the public by practical behavior. A leader cannot teach the public to stop smoking if he himself smokes. Lord Chaitanya said that a teacher should behave properly before he begins teaching. One who teaches in that way is called Acharya, or the ideal teacher. Therefore, a teacher must follow the principles of Shastra, scripture, to teach the common man. The teacher cannot manufacture rules against the principles of revealed scriptures. The revealed scriptures like Manu Samhita and similar others are considered the standard books to be followed by human society. Thus, the leader's teaching should be based on the principles of such standard shastras. One who desires to improve himself must follow the standard rules as they are practiced by the great teachers. The Srimad Bhagavatam also affirms that one should follow in the footsteps of great devotees, and that is a way of progress on the path of spiritual realization. The king or the executive head of a state, the father, and the school teacher are all considered to be natural leaders of the innocent people in general. All such natural leaders have a great responsibility to their dependents. Therefore, they must be conversant with standard books of moral and spiritual codes. Now, let us apply this to why Rama is named as Vidwan. Throughout the course of Valmiki Ramayana, we see multiple instances where Rama quotes Shastras, or he quotes the sayings of great acharyas to substantiate his own actions. And this is why we know that whatever Rama does is perfect, because he is abiding by the Shastras. So now we can take a look at Lord Rama's life and we can decipher the fact that Rama followed the Shastras and Rama is the Supreme Lord. Therefore, it is imperative for me to follow Rama's footsteps and follow the Shastras, adhere to the principles of the Shastras. And if we are not able to understand what we are supposed to do, we know that we can take the help of a bona fide guru. And all of these things are possible because Rama is Vidwan. There are a couple of other meanings for Vidwan as well. In a lecture on Bhagavad Gita 226 given in Los Angeles on December 6, 1968, Srila Prabhupada has said, Vidwan means this learned scholar Vyasadeva who prepared the Srimad Bhagavatam. In a lecture on Srimad Bhagavatam 175 given in Vrindavana on September 4th, 1976, Srila Prabhupada has said, one has to accept a bona fide spiritual master and take knowledge from him. Vidwan. Vidwan means who is following Vidwan. He also goes on to say, Vidwan means one who follows the previous Acharya who is representative of Krishna. He is Vidwan. In a room conversation with Robert Goran, nuclear physicist from the European Center for Nuclear Research, given on June 5th, 1974 in Geneva, Srila Prabhupada says Vidwan means one who has learned Bhagavata or Bhagavatam nicely. He is Vidwan factually. Vidwan Bhagavata Vadi. So Vidwan means one who has learned Bhagavata or Bhagavatam nicely. In a morning walk on December 18, 1975 in Bombay, Srila Prabhupada says, Vidvams Chakre Satvata. Vidvam means Vyasadeva. He compiled Bhagavatam for the education of these rascals. Nate Vidu Svarta Gatim. The same thing. They do not know what is their self-interest. Nate Vidhu Svarta Gatim Hi Vishnu. So we all know that Vyasadeva is the literary incarnation of Lord Krishna himself. And that's why he is also called as Vidvam. Vidvan. He is the scholar. Because he compiled the Bhagavatam for the education of the people who do not know that their self-interest is in knowing more about Lord Vishnu, about Lord Rama, about Lord Krishna. Therefore, if we were to apply this statement in Rama's qualities, we can see that Rama has incarnated as the beloved son of King Dashratha, and therefore the knowledge through which one can understand the Supreme Lord has incarnated as Ramayana. What is that mantra? Veda Vedye Pare Pumsi Jati Dasharatatmaje Vedaha Prachetasada Sit Sakshat Ramayanatmanaha. So the entire Ramayana, that is the Valmiki Ramayana, is a condensed version of Vedas. The Vedas help us understand who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because in Bhagavad Gita 15.15, Lord Krishna himself says, Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishto matasmritir jnanam apohanam cha vedaischa sarver aham eva vedyo vedanta krid vedavit eva chaham. I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas. A part of the purport is as follows. Thus, the Lord is not only all-pervading, He is also localized in every individual heart. He awards the different fruitive results. He is worshipable not only as the impersonal Brahman, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the localized Paramatma, but as a form of the incarnation of the Vedas as well. The Vedas give the right direction to people so that they can properly mold their lives and come back to Godhead, back to home. The Vedas offer knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, and Krishna in his incarnation as Vyasadeva is the compiler of the Vedanta Sutra. The commentation on the Vedanta Sutra by Vyasadeva in the Srimad Bhagavatam gives the real understanding of Vedanta Sutra. The Supreme Lord is so full that for the deliverance of the conditioned soul, He is the supplier and digester of foodstuff, the witness of His activity, and the giver of knowledge in the form of the Vedas, and as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, the teacher of the Bhagavad Gita. He is worshipable by the conditioned soul. Thus, God is all good. God is all merciful. Anta pravishta shasta jananam. The living entity forgets as soon as he quits his present body, but he begins his work again, initiated by the Supreme Lord. Although he forgets, the Lord gives him the intelligence to renew his work where he ended his last life. So not only does a living entity enjoy or suffer in this world according to the dictation from the Supreme Lord, situated locally in the heart, but he receives the opportunity to understand the Vedas from him. If one is serious about understanding the Vedic knowledge, then Krishna gives the required intelligence. Why does he present the Vedic knowledge for understanding? Because a living entity individually needs to understand Krishna. Vedic literature confirms this. Yosau sarver veder giyate. In all Vedic literature, beginning from the four Vedas, Vedanta Sutra, and the Upanishads and Puranas, the glories of the Supreme Lord are celebrated. By the performance of Vedic rituals, discussions of the Vedic philosophy, and worship of the Lord in devotional service, he is attained. Therefore, the purpose of the Vedas is to understand Krishna. The Vedas give us direction by which to understand Krishna and the process of realizing him. The ultimate goal is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Vedanta Sutra confirms this in the following words: Tat tu samanvayat. One can attain perfection in 3 stages. By understanding Vedic literature, one can understand his relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. By performing the different processes, one can approach him, and at the end, one can attain the supreme goal, who is no other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this verse, the purpose of the Vedas, the understanding of the Vedas, and the goal of the Vedas are clearly defined. We should also remember that the Srimad Bhagavatam also contains Ramayana. That particular Ramayana is spoken by Sukadev Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj, and Valmiki elaborates the same thing into 24,000 verses, and that's what we have as Valmiki Ramayana. Nonetheless, it goes on to say that Valmiki Ramayana is also part of the Srimad Bhagavatam. So we have discussed multiple meanings of the word Vidvan. We will discuss the next description in the next section.